What happened to Bryon Macron? It's a question many have been asking for months, since the Lafayette Township trustee was last seen in December and was then found dead in a local lake in February.
Tonight, we hoped for answers as the Medina County coroner released autopsy results, but those results are leaving us and the Macron family only with more questions. Channel 3's Amani Abraham has been following today's developments. Amani, where do things stand in this case?
Well, more than 7 months later, and the case is still open but clouded with unanswered questions, leaving the Macron family frustrated and confused. Today, we're going through some of the major components in the case, getting a better understanding behind the undetermined ruling in the cause and manner of death. What started as a search for the missing trustee in December ended with the discovery of Bryon Macron's body in Chippewa Lake about 2 months later. Little information was known other than the blood found on the floor of Macron's office and his SUV found parked 3 miles away near the lake. The blood tested and matching Macron's DNA, and access to preliminary results in the autopsy weren't released until WKYC won a court ruling to access the documents in April. There, we learned of Macron's multiple stab wounds, including in the neck, something the coroner says was not the cause of his death.
They would cause some blood loss, but not his death.
And when asked if they could be self-inflicted wounds,
the directionality could substantiate that, but I cannot prove that it was self-inflicted.
And then we move to the possibility of drowning. The coroner saying there's no evidence of any water in Macron's lungs, but still could not determine if Macron was dead before entering the water, also leaving open the possibility of hypothermia. In regards to any potential suspects, the answer was pretty clear.
That based on all the evidence obtained to date, that no other person other than Bryon Macron was involved in his death. Which
then led us back to Macron.
It's important to note, leading up to Mr. Macron's death, that Mr. Macron himself had incurred a considerably large amount of financial debt, along with other personal behaviors he was engaged in that were unknown to his family and friends.
No details released as to what that financial debt was, but we could learn more depending on additional evidence. Macron's computer.
At some point prior to his disappearance, he had installed a high level of security software on his computer and changed his password. So we're still trying to get into it.
And with that, the investigation remains open, meaning that the manner of death could possibly change depending on the outcome of the investigation. Now, we did reach out to Macron's wife. She wasn't available for an interview, but she did reach out to Channel 3's Phil Trexler, and she mentioned that authorities' efforts to, quote, disparage her husband's name, character, and memory would not be allowed to stand unquestioned. Reporting in Lafayette Township, Amani Abraham, Channel 3 News.
Still very confusing on many fronts. Okay, Amani, thank you.